Today I want to get into V's shocking post trending and what that was about. We need to get into a photo that is probably edited but had gone viral, and it appeared like V was holding someone. And then we have a manager of a shop speaking out. So hey Dumplings, it's safe to decide hater or not. Make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, taste spilling mug merch, and let's go. So people were very excited to hear about a specific manager from a shop speaking out about Jungkook, sort of. It's very beautiful to see the impact that one person can have on so many other people. And the BTS members have that effect on other people. They're able to just meet someone, and because of their presence, even being in a shop or a company or whatever it is, so many other people, like millions of other fans, will come and buy from that shop or company and change the shop or company owner's life. This of course means that the company owner or shop owner is going to absolutely love the BTS members and thus treat the BTS members very, very well. Only there was a specific fan that had gone to one of the shops that Jungkook went at. This was a Korean food shop. It's very typical in Korea to find these shops all over. Of course, every shop has a different flavor to them, so you'll have to pick your favorite one. Jungkook really liked this one apparently, and I think he posted about it. So people knew about it, and a lot of people went over and visited. Of course, when they visited, they made it clear that they came because of Jungkook. This particular fan, or maybe this was an influencer that went and posted about this shop, they ordered the exact same thing that they believed Jungkook got. And of course, they wanted to try it and see if it was really good or not. The food looked absolutely mouth-watering. I mean, if Jungkook eats like this all the time, he's definitely eating well. Apparently, one promise that the manager had given Jungkook was that if any armies visited that shop, that the manager will take really good care of that particular army. And boy, was the manager not kidding. The manager offered every single fan a free drink. So it was either like a highball drink that was the name of one of them, I believe, and then a free like red bean shaved ice, so like a free dessert. I mean, these are not super cheap. The drink itself, I believe, a cup could be anywhere from like $5 to $6, and then the shaved ice can also be somewhere like $6, $7. So these are not like the cheapest items on the menu, I would imagine. So it's not like he's just giving things like free lettuce or something like that, you know, like it's actually giving something that's actually really nice gift for someone. And so of course fans are extremely excited to receive such an awesome gift, and they're very excited that the manager decided to keep his promise to Jungkook. The manager also talked about Jungkook's personality offline, because I guess a lot of people were definitely very curious on how he acts in real life. And of course, naturally, if Jungkook's personality was so bad, then the manager would not be treating everyone so well. The manager talked about how Jungkook's personality is actually very beautiful and he's very nice. The other thing that is very cool to note is that the fan that went to the shop also noticed that everyone at other tables had the same drink and the shaved ice with them, meaning that all those people were probably there because of Jungkook, which is absolutely amazing. And of course, the shop owner owes Jungkook a lot of stuff. So I thought it was very cool. If you do think about going to Korea and trying some Korean food and you want to get some free stuff, then make sure you stop by the restaurant. The restaurant is spelled S-O-K-U-R-I. Of course, we don't really need to ever really publicly talk about the impact of BTS members. Like, we all know the impact of them. It's absolutely crazy. For example, V recently did an ad with Compose Coffee. Now this ad is extremely beautiful because I think it's one of the few ads that the members do, and they definitely do fewer ads with a smaller, more niche company. Don't get me wrong, the coffee company is huge in Korea, but it's not really available all around the world. And a lot of the brands that the BTS members do are typically ads from all around the world. Samsung, McDonald's, etc. Now this coffee brand was really smart collaboration with V, because him doing this means that at the time that his face would get released and at the time that the ads would be promoted everywhere, he would already be in the military, and thus he wouldn't be able to put out content. So the coffee company would be putting out content on his behalf. And he's already paid for by it already. So he's not considered working anymore. He's already been paid for it, and it's already did the shoot. Now, a lot of people wonder what the results were of V being in the campaign. A lot of shop owners and business owners tend to wonder if hiring a celebrity is actually worth it. Will it actually make a difference to the bottom line? Because while some definitely do, other celebrities are just famous for being famous, and they don't really have that many people that are willing to buy everything with their face on it. These are the same people that maybe can get like a lot of people to come see a free show, but maybe couldn't be able to get a lot of people to buy concerts to see their show, things like that. Of course, it's natural to wonder if V would fall into that category. So a lot of people who are maybe not big fans of BTS or V are probably going to wonder what actually is the impact of him being in the campaign. Of course, us being big fans, we already know that the impact was probably going to be insane, and it was. So here's what happened. First off, he earned about 4.6 million for the campaign. So that was kind of his salary for the whole thing. They ended up not only doing a billboard or poster board of him outside the coffee shop, they also wanted to do a video which they could show him acting and all that sort of stuff. So right off the bat and right away after V's campaign started, the coffee brand received about 2.6 million signups on the app. So I believe you're only able to download the app if you're in the area or in Korea. I could be wrong, because it would be concerning if how many international fans were signing up for this app that would actually never be able to even buy the coffee. However, assuming that the people who signed up were people who could potentially be customers, that could just be millions of dollars right away in the pockets of the coffee brand. And of course, that means the amount that they paid V was actually more than worth it. However, he actually did something very interesting that is less obvious, is that during his video, when he was the composer, and that was kind of the theme of that video, he made the name Compose Coffee a lot more catchier. It made a bit more of a story behind the name. Compose Coffee and what it means. And so not only did it achieve a lot of brand awareness, but it also achieved a backstory to the brand that was probably different from the original backstory, but also makes it much more catchier for a larger audience, which is something that a lot of brands want. And they have to pay millions of dollars to hire someone to have their brand be looked at in a completely different way. Whereas if V was able to just kind of do that in a video and it worked. So I would say that the money they paid V was definitely worth it. Of course, it's not all rainbows and sunshine with V all the time, although one can wish that it would be. There's been some rumors online that I think are very interesting and we need to talk about it. There was, I believe, an edited photo that ended up going viral, and we don't know for sure if it's edited, but it definitely looks edited, because I just don't know how something like this would have been posted. I just don't think it would have been, because if it's even real, I just don't think that he would publicly post this. So what am I talking about? Let's get into it. There was a viral photo, I'm going to presume it's edited, where it looked like V had posted this. In the corner on the top that had his username there, and this was his Instagram username, and then it said that it was like posted 3 minutes ago. And it was a photo of V and Jungkook holding each other, and it looked like they were dating each other and being romantic, and V was taking a picture from the mirror of them holding each other. Now this is where I always thought was kind of funny. Please don't take it seriously. But neither of them seem like a bottom, and I don't mean to stereotype others by saying who looks like a bottom and who doesn't. However, neither of them typically do. But if you are going to pick someone who is the bottom in a fanfic or in something that you believe in, why would it be the one with the piercing, the tattoos, and the very big muscles? Like, no hate to whatever you want to believe in, but a lot of these either fanfics or the shipping stuff that I read tend to mark Jungkook as the bottom, and I think that is very interesting. A lot of people thought this was real. No one can verify if it was real or not, because if it was real, it's not live anymore, as it was a story. However, we can probably assume that it wasn't real. Now, a lot of people that are defending it and saying that it's real tend to be the people that are not so in touch with reality. And I'm not saying believing in a ship or having a certain belief about who is dating who would necessarily mean that you're out of touch with reality. But I'm saying that the people who are saying that the photos are real and that V probably deleted it and that sort of stuff, from what I've seen, is that those people are typically out of touch with reality. Because if you go to their account and you look at some of the stuff that they say, it's very questionable. So when you see stuff like this online and there's people saying that it's real and it's not edited, take what you believe and just kind of leave the rest. Don't fight or argue with these people, but just leave and enjoy your life. It's going to be really hard to fight someone on what they believe, and why ruin their day if they're going to believe something, right? Let them believe it. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.